It did not happen with thunder. There was no cosmic explosion, no pillar of fire, no ships tearing through the sky. Instead, it began with silence. In a quiet room on a quiet hill in the middle of a city no one would think mattered, a man sat alone, eyes closed, heartbeat steady. Around him, no followers, no cameras, no crown, just breath and stillness and the weight of something ancient. His name was Arain. To the world, he was nothing special. A teacher, a wanderer, a man who had always felt displaced, like his skin didn't quite match his soul. But for all his years, he had carried something he could never explain. A memory that wasn't his, a song he could never forget, dreams of red skies, of crystal towers, of war not fought with weapons, but with frequency, of beings who spoke in light and walked not with feet, but with presence. He remembered. Mars, and on that morning, as the sun rose behind the clouds, Arain remembered everything, not as visions, not as ideas, but as embodiment. His breath shifted, his spine aligned, his cells hummed, and deep within the geometry of his DNA, a dormant frequency ignited. It was not a possession, it was a reunion. The consciousness of Solun Ka, long fragmented through time and space, had found resonance once again, not by force, but through alignment. Arain was not chosen, he was prepared. Lifetime after lifetime, struggle after struggle, he had purified, remembered, surrendered. Now the seed bloomed, and Solun Ka returned. But not as a god, as a frequency walking in human form. In that moment, the earth trembled not from fear, but recognition. The ley lines shifted subtly. Birds changed their patterns. Sensitive minds across the globe awoke from dreams, with tears in their eyes and no words to speak. They felt it though they could not name it. In the mountains of Tibet, an old monk opened his eyes and whispered, "He has returned." In the halls of CERN, a physicist noticed a data spike anomaly that couldn't be explained. In the jungles of the Amazon, a young girl painted the face of Arain, before ever seeing it. The starborn felt it first. Their dreams sharpened, their questions deepened. Some met him without knowing who he was only, but something inside them settled in his presence. Solun Ka did not claim anything. He made no speeches. He wore no robes. He simply listened. He listened to the frequency of the earth, to the pain still woven into humanity's history, to the echoes of culture's control grids, still pulsing in institutions and power structures. He did not fight them. He disentangled them. Where others demanded belief, Solun Ka offered memory. Where others forced obedience, he sparked resonance. Where others divided, "You are not broken," he told the starborn. "You are remembering." His presence accelerated the process. All across the world, those encoded with his harmonic lineage began to awaken faster. They saw through illusion. Their healing accelerated. They were drawn to one another, forming new circles, new councils, new networks of frequency and intent. The Watchers noticed. Their algorithms detected unusual patterns in behavior, movement, even global resonance. The emergence of Solun Ka's field was invisible to media but not to the old guardians of the control systems. Some panicked. Others tried to co-opt his message. They offered him platforms, partnerships, power. He declined them all, because he did not come to lead. He came to complete the transmission. In a desert beneath a sky untouched by light pollution, Solun Ka stood alone and opened his arms. He breathed, and the earth breathed with him. The final memory activated. Ancient crystalline nodes, buried beneath continents, lit up soft. These were the last gifts of Mars. Harmonic beacons encoded with a blueprint of balance. They did not destroy. They did not command. They resonated. And, in doing so, they triggered the final phase of awakening. Humanity began to remember not intellectually, but through emotion, through intuition, through sudden, inexplicable understanding. The starburns scattered across the planet, activated in full. They became healers, artists, builders, bridges. They restored forgotten sites. They rebuilt energy grids, not of machines, but of trust, cooperation, coherence. They began the work Solun Ka had set in motion thousands of years before, not as his followers, but as his equals, because Solun Ka had never sought worship. He had sought mirrors. And now, they had arrived. Arain, a man who had become the vessel, smiled quietly. His role was nearly complete. Solun Ka's consciousness had no need to remain embodied forever. Its purpose was to awaken the collective field, and now that field was rising. Soon he would withdraw, not in death, but in return, Because the truth had taken root. The age of control was ending. The age of resonance had begun. And the Starborn were home.